Hello guys, today I arranged this calming setting just to read something to you. Here I have my glitter calming jar that I made in the previous video. You can look at it or look at them while I'm reading to you. Okay? The title that I'm gonna read is Strive for Excellence. I'm gonna read page 97, 98, 99, 100, and 101. Okay. Strive for excellence. When you are an excellent person, you don't get stagnant. You always take steps to improve. Favor and being excellent go hand in hand. Increase, promotion, and reaching your highest potential are all tied to a spirit of excellence. Looking your best and taking care of your possessions are also part of this lifestyle. Some people, and I say this respectfully, drive cars that haven't been washed in 6 months. It used to be 2-ton, now it's 4-ton. You would get better gas mileage if they washed it. They argue that it's an old piece of junk and that they are planning on getting a better car. But if you don't take care of what God has given you, how can He bless you with more? I've been in huts in Africa with dirt floors and no running water, but they are spotless. Everything is clean, organized, perfectly in place. I'm gonna shake this again. Why is that? The people who live there have a spirit of excellence. Whether you have much or a little, whether it's old or new, take pride in what God has given you. After services in our church, I usually walk up to the visitors area to greet our guests. On the way, if I see a piece of paper on the floor, a gum wrapper, or a bulletin, I always pick it up. I don't have to do that. Somebody on our staff will get it eventually. But when you have this spirit of excellence, it's ingrained in you. To see any trash on the floor rubs me the wrong way. Sometimes children from our nurseries drop crackers on the hallway floor. I always ask my assistant to call the cleaning crew if there is a big mess. I don't want people coming to the next service to see that on the floor. Why is that? It's not excellence if there is a mess on the floor. I realize our building represents Almighty God. I have a responsibility to make sure it looks excellent. That's why we keep it painted. We make sure the lawn looks perfect, the hallways are spotless, the equipment works, the camera is state of the art, and the broadcast is exceptional. Why? We represent God, and He is not sloppy. God is not run down. God is not second class. He's an excellent God. It doesn't mean you must have the best to represent Him. It doesn't mean you must have the best to represent Him, but you should take care of what you have as best you can. You should take care of what you have as best you can. Sometimes a can of paint can make all the difference in the world. Pulling some weeds, cleaning the carpet, getting more organized. Do what you can to represent God in an excellent way. When our children were small, we took them to Disneyland. That place was spotless. I never once saw gum stuck to the floor. Hundreds of thousands of people go through every year, and the entire park looked brand new. I thought, how do they do that? One day, I saw employees going around with tools that scrape up gum. That's what they do all day long. If Disney can keep their parks that clean and that first class, we should make God's house clean first class. Now apply the same standards to your own life, your house, your car, your clothes, your cubicle, and your office. I'm not talking about spending a lot of money. It's how you choose to take care of what God's giving you. I'm asking you to do it with excellence. Years ago, I was driving to the church building we occupied prior to our current home. For some reason, that day I noticed many in that area were not taking care of their homes. The yards weren't mowed, weeds were everywhere, things were stored all over the place. Not to be critical, but it just looked sloppy, one house after another. As I continued driving, I noticed in the midst of all those houses, there was this one house that stood out. The lawn was mowed, the yard was immaculate, the house was painted. Everything was perfectly in place. When I got to church, I commented on the house and somebody said, "Don't you know that's so-and-so's house?" They're some of our most faithful members. That didn't surprise me one bit. Lakewood people are people of excellence. They stood out in the crowd. They were a cut above. They easily could have had the attitude, "Nobody else takes care of their homes. Why should we?" But they chose to have an excellent spirit. You may be in a situation today in which everybody around you is being lazy. Everybody's being sloppy. Everybody's taking the easy way out. Don't let that rub off on you. You should be the one to have an excellent spirit. You should be the one to stand out in the crowd. You may say, "Joe, you mean I bought this book so you'd tell me to clean up my house?" Not just that. You should mow the lawn too and organize the garage while you are at it. Seriously, what kind of example is it to your friends, your neighbors, and your co-workers if your yard is sloppy and your car is never washed and you show up late to work? That's not a good representation, and the truth is that's not who you are. God made you as a person of excellence. Maybe all you've seen modeled is mediocrity or sloppiness. And maybe the people you work around are always late and undisciplined. But God is calling you to set a new standard. He wants to take you places higher than you ever dreamed of. But you've got to do your part and stir up the excellence on the inside. Don't make excuses. Don't say, this is the way I've always been. Take this challenge and come up to a higher level of excellence. This applies also to your personal appearance, the way you dress and the way you present yourself. We all have different styles and different tastes. There is no right and no wrong. You may not like to wear a suit, and there is nothing wrong with that. The main thing is to present yourself in a way that you're proud of. Don't go out feeling sloppy, feeling less than your best, or knowing that you didn't take the time to look like you should. You are the temple of the Most High God. That's it, guys. I hope you liked this honest message, positive, and you can sleep on it, reflect, be a better person, be a better version of yourself for your own good. Take care of yourself and see you.